world's biggest and most powerful military equipment. War has a simple goal: to win. But the need to win has led many countries to make weapons, vehicles, and gadgets that look way too cool to be real. So get ready to move out, because we're going to look at some of the craziest, biggest, and most powerful military technology and equipment in the world. Are you ready to be amazed? Enjoy watching and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, now we're all fired up, shall we begin? Let's go! Number 1. Drone Gun Tactical from Drone Ship. This gun is 56 inches long, 18 inches tall, and 8 inches wide, which makes it pretty big and scary. Even though it's only 16 pounds, it is not full of bullets. Instead, it's full of batteries, 14.4-volt lithium batteries to be exact. This is the Drone Gun Tactical from Drone Ship. It is a counter-drone weapon that is used by military units all over the world. Drones, both military and commercial, have become a huge security risk for almost every country in the world in recent years. Like in 2018, when 2 drones carrying explosive attacked the president of Venezuela in what seemed to be an attempt to kill him. Drone Gun Tactical was made to help get rid of this danger. It can drop drones more than a mile and a half away by jamming radio signals to make it hard for operators to talk to each other. All the operator has to do is keep an eye on the target and pull the trigger. The frequency blocks the drone's video signal right away, so it has to land or go back to where it took off. The guns have been used at events like in 2019 Southeast Asian Games. Here, they shot down 7 commercial drones. 4 of them were flying suspiciously close to the path of the helicopter carrying the President of the Philippines. I'd say this plane went up in flames, but thanks to the drone gun, it just failed and landed safely. Number 2. The Skywall 100. Now, frequency jammers aren't the only way to stop drones. The Skywall 100, made by the British company OpenWorks, is another way to stop drones. But this one is more hands-on, because the drones are in the room. The shoulder-mounted compressed gas gun weighs about 22 pounds. But it is not a battery-powered bazooka. Once the smart scope has locked into the range of the target and the trigger has been pulled, it sends a projectile with a net after the target. This goes around the drone and stops its blades from moving. As it falls from the sky, a small parachute attached to the net opens up. This keeps the drone from falling straight up to the ground, which would be a big problem in crowded places. This means that unlike the drone gun, the drone can go back where it started and can be taken away by a forensic investigation. The Skywall 100 can also be quickly reloaded, so a single operator can take out multiple targets in a matter of minutes. It's easy to see why they call it a Skywall. Number 3. Aimbot. When they are on the job in the field, military snipers often have to deal with some of the worst conditions. It can be hard to get a good shot if it's windy, dusty, or if the target won't just stay still. But in 2014, the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA for short, gave snipers self-guided sniper bullets, which changed the game. Extreme Accuracy Task Ordnance Program, or EXACTO, uses bullets that are specially made and have an optical guidance system that works in real time. This gets the bullet to the target by making up for most of the things that can go wrong, like the wind or not being able to see. It works even for people who haven't used a single rifle much before. Even if the person using the rifle has never done it before, the .50 caliber bullet still hits the target, even if it moves. The test program ended in 2015. and any changes to the technology since then have been kept secret. But in 2016, Russia made its own smart bullet and said it could hit targets more than 6 miles away. I thought that aimbots were only used in video games. Number 4. Ultra Heavy Lift Amphibious Connector. Most of the time, you can look at the vehicle and get a pretty good idea of what it does. But this one might be different. What is it? Is that a ship? A sandcastle destroyer that runs on a nuclear power? Well, it's actually a prototype amphibious vehicle made by the US Marine Corps called the Ultra Heavy Lift Amphibious Prototype. The final vehicle is expected to be 84 feet long, 34 feet high, and able to carry up to 190 tons of cargo, or 3 main battle tanks. The trucks are made of air-filled foam blocks that spread out like lippers to move the boat at a top speed of 20 knots, which is about 23 miles per hour. When this giant hits the beach, the foam flattens into tracks that look like those in a tank or bulldozer, but are softer. This means it will be able to do more than just go to the beach. It will also be able to move through marshes and mud on land, and it will be able to see to get over the obstacles that are 10 feet high. Even though this amazing idea was shown to the public in 2014, nothing has been heard about it since then. Maybe they're making a stealth version of this thing, but it looks so strange that I don't think it can drive or swim without being seen. Number 5. M1150 Assault Breacher. Tanks are probably the most important vehicles on the battlefield for breaking through enemy lines and letting infantry move forward. But the M1150 Assault Breacher, which is not as well known, is just as important. The M1 Abrams tank is the basis for this heavily armored 65-ton combat vehicle. But this vehicle is not like the other tanks, because it has a mine plow and line charges. These are features that are made to help clear paths and roads of hidden bombs, and also line mines, so that troops and vehicles can pass through safely. First, the M1150 needs to use a line charge. These are rockets that are fired a string of explosive up to 50 feet. When the explosive go off, any mines in the ground are set off. The 15-foot-long mine plow is then pulled forward by the vehicle. This clears ground of any remaining explosive and moves them to the side, away from the vehicles that are about to go through. The front's key arm guide different parts of the plow and keep it as constant depth of 14 inches, so that it doesn't dig too deeply into the snow and get the vehicle stuck. Each of these vehicles costs a crazy $3.7 million because it has so much specialized equipment. Well, I'm sure the military would rather see a sky-high price than a sky-high battalion. Number 6. The Non-Pneumatic Tire. Getting a flat tire is the worst thing that can happen. But could you imagine getting one in the middle of the war zone? It wasn't hard enough to change a tire without bullets and shrapnel flying by your head. Well, it's a good thing that many military vehicles around the world use run-flat tires, which are air-filled tires with a solid donut-shaped insert in the middle. This means that if the outer tube gets a hole, the tire won't immediately go flat or need to be changed. That's a pretty smart idea, but at a slower speed. The car can only go about 60 miles before the run flat wears out, so it's not perfect, even though it's good. But the US military is working on something that will make tire air pressure obsolete. The non-pneumatic tire was made by a company called Resilient Technologies, which is a good name for what they do. With a honeycomb-shaped polymeric web between the tread band and the rim, the wheel can bend around objects like an air-filled tire, but is completely resistant to punctures. This means that vehicles with them can handle shrapnel rough weather and rough terrain without worrying about getting a flat tire and being stuck. In 2008, the Pentagon told the public about the possibilities of this technology, gave Resilient $18 million to try to make a tire the US military could use. But it has not been easy or quick. After more than 12 years of testing, the Resilience tire is still in the prototype stage, but they are moving in the right direction to give these builds to the US military in large numbers. Man, military cars of the future are going to look a lot cooler. Number 7. Corner shot and shoot edge. Nothing is more dangerous than peeking out from behind your cover, whether that's a wall or a corner, to see where your adversaries are in urban fighting. Wish there was a method to use this tactic for shooting around obstacles. Well, there is now, all thanks to the ingenuity of an Israeli Defense Force lieutenant colonel. It's time for the corner shot. A semi-automatic handgun or grenade launcher can be mounted in front of this device and fired by pulling a trigger on the back. By doing so, the front half weighs swivel up to 60 degrees left and right, allowing it to navigate turns while a digital camera shows the driver what's around the next turn. This allows users to fire the weapon from completely concealed position and hit targets up to 650 feet away. There are more examples of the same thing though. The Defense Research and Development Organization of India supported similar development of the shoot edge, which was introduced by Zen Technologies in 2015. Similar to the corner shot, but with a front that can rotate 65 degrees in either direction, thanks to its innovative design. Both versions offer an instrument that can help special forces in urban combat situations, such as hostage rescues, without putting its members in harm's way. When soldiers are brandishing this, I don't envy the bad people who happen to be around. Number 8. The PHA Sr. Wars can seem random, but there are some guidelines to follow even in the thick of things. In 1995, the UN approved a protocol prohibiting the use of laser weapons with a potential to cause permanent blindness or significant visual impairment. After that, the majority of UN members abandoned efforts to develop laser blinding weaponry. However, the United States does not qualify. The US Department of Defense created this Starfleet-like prototype weapon in 2006 at Kirtland Air Force Base. Even the name Personal Halting and Simulation Response, or PHA Sr for short, suggests as much. It's non-lethal laser dazzler that uses a low-intensity laser and a dual-wavelength laser to momentarily blind and disorient an adversary. While it was developed in 2006, it has not yet become standard issue since it barely avoids the UN's judgment on laser weapons. But in 2021, the US Navy announced that it would be developing a lightweight, portable, high-energy laser weapon. However, it will not be tested on humans. Specifically, it will be made to deal with drones and other unmanned aircraft. What do you think they'll look like? Given that they're investing a whopping $18.7 million in this project, will these PHA Srs resemble rifles or be a miniature handguns? Do you have any thoughts? If you want to share your thoughts, please write down in the comment section below. And that's it for a video. What do you think about this amazing military equipment? Do you have a favorite among these incredible military gadgets and vehicles? Please share your thoughts in the section below. And don't forget to click the like and subscribe button to see more. Until next time.